to the point where you're hitting the main part of the stick. Rim shots jump quite a bit. Cymbals, if you're hitting with the tip, extremely quiet. Talk right over it. At the point where you start hitting the sides of the stick, it's pretty much like any other soft drum stick. Pretty much the same amount of noise that you get out of a cane stick, except that it's the cane is a little splashy. You can still hear that brush sound, whereas at that more of a distinct sound, like a drum, like a proper drumstick. Especially with a tom. Cane sticks, you can never get away from that brush sound. Whereas the UltraTones, it has a very muffled sound, but it's still discrete sound, like a single hit. The snare is a little funnier. It doesn't, this snare I've loosened up quite a bit and lowered the pitch of it to still have some amount of familiar snare sound. If you were to hit it properly, it's still pretty low. My normal snares are quite a bit higher, but you can see it's quite a bit louder. But it doesn't sound that much like a snare. Until you hit it hard enough to get the bottom head to go. I really like this beater, though. It feel up, hitting it pretty hard, and I'm still able to talk over it. It has some attack, it still doesn't sound like totally muffled. This thing is probably the best part of the whole setup. Even if you're playing with cane sticks, it's often hard to it's hard enough to keep the kick sound down. Whereas with the UltraTone beater, it's balanced out with a quiet attack otherwise. I do have it separately mic'd, but that's just because if I just use these mics over here, it would just sound really echoey. But the balance of it is still able to talk over it, able to keep it down in a quiet gig or practicing at home. This is all we've got, is this pad and a little thin plastic stick. You can pull this off, this part off, and just have the main part of the beater. It's a little more attack, and is you could probably use this in a quiet gig with light sticks or something where you weren't trying to get too loud.